What's up, guys? In today's video I got three first impressions, three more Acqua Originale fragrances from Creed. So I got two in the tester. I am extremely tired today, so you might be able to tell, but either way I'm excited to get these in. These are actually from three different locations. So Aberdeen Lavander I did purchase from Fragrance Shop. I do have an affiliate link down in the description below. Cedre Blanc is a discontinued fragrance, so I did purchase it from eBay. And then Citrus Bigarade, the best deal I got was on Max Aroma as a tester, which is surprising because Max Aroma never really has the best deals, even though they're always promoted in a lot of other channels. They definitely never have the best deals. They actually have worse deals sometimes in retail, from at least the fragrances I've looked for in their website. If it doesn't have that fire emoji, don't buy it. But yeah, this one's a little concerning just because it has a little bump on the box, but hopefully the fragrance is okay. This is probably the only fragrance that was packaged the best, but it has a weird box. So let's go ahead and get this one open. So let's get started with this one first. Okay, so fragrance is fine. It just seems like the cardboard inside the box it's just not bent correctly, which bothers me. But yeah, either way, doesn't matter. And yes, so these three all came today. Yesterday I got Vetiver Geranium in, but besides the fact, this is basically now a Creed only channel. At least that's what it seems like. Aberdeen Lavander, here it is. I'm not too sure if there is a new bottle style for it. I don't think so. But let's go ahead and get this sprayed on the skin. All right, so this lavender is, I have to keep on clearing my throat. Lavender is a little bit dirty. It's like not your typical clean lavender, like a Fougere kind of scent. It gives more like a lavender essential oil. There's some kind of spice in there. I'm not too sure exactly what it is. It is a bit green. Maybe there's mint or like a petitgrain in here. Maybe rose in here. I don't really get anything woody as of right now, but these fragrances do change pretty quickly. So from when I go into the other fragrances and come back around to this one, it might smell a little different. All right, let's look at the notes. All right, so top notes is rosemary, artemisia, bergamot, and lemon. Middle notes are lavender, lily, tuberose, and rose. Base notes are leather, patchouli, and vetiver. So I guess I was right about the rose. I don't know why. There's some kind of rose in there that I've smelled before. Especially for Christmas, I don't know if it was this year or last year, my fiance got me like a candle making kit, and there was like some essential oils in there that smelled like rose, and it smells like this lavender smell. I wasn't expecting vetiver to be in there, which is interesting. Let's see what people say about this. Things that it's compared to, I have no idea what they are. Some say it's moderate to long lasting, and sillage is moderate. Let's see, I'll read maybe just the first three. All right. I think I'm alone on this. The opening to me smells like a photorealistic black licorice. It's crazy because those aren't the notes in other reviews. The dry down smells like a generic flower. Sadly, the tester strip dry down smells awesome. Unisex powder and lavender, but on skin, not just mine, but my friends. It feels like an air freshener more than a perfume. Someone else says this is the review on the first release that was originally spelled Aberdeen Lavender. Wait, do I have like an older bottle or something? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. We're good. All right. All right, this is on a review on the first release that was originally spelled Aberdeen Lavender. This comment is confusing because that's what it's still spelled. I would describe this as a velvety lavender. The two listed notes that might lend to the velvety vibe to me are tuberose and patchouli. While neither are obvious at all, they normally dominate a fragrance. It would actually make sense, and a small use of them are wise in some cases, especially with tuberose. While I like the smell, it usually overpowers other notes to the point that it's just another tuberose fragrance. I suppose there's an element of herbal here, but again, not the main star. I detect no leather at all. There is some citrus that's in the background. I detect no rose or vetiver. Mostly, this is lavender with subtle other various notes, but not lavender powerhouse like a lot out there. And I love me some powerhouses. The vetiver does start to come through, but it is in the background. You still get that lavender forward. And obviously, it's called Aberdeen Lavender, so it's, lavender's in the name. It's going to be a lavender dominant fragrance. You start getting more of the citrus that's in there, so that's also cool. So like I'm saying, these fragrances do really change really quickly, which is really cool. Let's read one more. All right. I don't know why the writing is similar to Karen. The lavender that this serves is very high quality. The playing of the notes is very beautiful. Their paths are separate. Test and you will understand. Yeah, this one's interesting. It kind of also reminds me of like a better version of Tom Ford's Noir, which is a fragrance I used to have. But I definitely prefer this one way more. That was a rose lavender patchouli fragrance. There's some similar notes in here, I believe. But if you tried Tom Ford Noir and you want like a way better version of it, if you didn't like it, it's definitely going to be this. That's what it's starting to become, and I think it's honestly way better than the Tom Ford fragrance. So we got to see what longevity and all that fun stuff comes out to be. But let's go ahead and get into the discontinued one, which is going to be Cedre Blanc. So this one, I'm assuming it was used. The box looked like it was open already, but it is pretty full. Let's go ahead and Cedre Blanc, just so you can take a look. The box. And here's the fragrance. All right, so let's go ahead and spray this one on. Let's see if it's been sprayed before. This is the best test. It hasn't, so this is a new bottle. A little bit of an alcohol smell, so I'm gonna let it dry down a little bit. This one was actually not a bad price for being a discontinued fragrance. I got it on eBay for, I think it was $120. So it was still cheaper than the Aberdeen Lavender. This one's good. I don't know why this one was discontinued. It gives like a white linen note. Yeah, this smells really nice. All right, let me take a quick break. This is the Cedre Blanc, with the similar notes, or just similar name as other fragrances like Blanc. You expect like a fresh cologne, kind of like Cologne Blanche from Dior. It gives that kind of smell, but this is more of a white linen smell instead of like a laundry detergent kind of smell, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and pull up the notes. Again, it's probably going to change. That's just what this line really does. All right, so top notes are bergamot, bay leaf, galbanum, cardamom. Middle notes are geranium, lily, and jasmine. Base notes are cedar, vetiver, and sandalwood. So I'm expecting this one to change a bit more. Probably going to get a little bit more creamy because of the sandalwood. But there's also cedar in here, so I don't know. Maybe just the linen kind of smells coming from the lavender. Some people say it smells like oolong cha. All right. I don't know why. My throat is... it's killing me today. I don't know. All right. Unisex floral geranium. Smells like something a 70-year-old woman would wear to church. And if you guys have seen my channel for a while, this is my kind of thing. I like 70-year-old women fragrances. Not just the women, the fragrances. This is perhaps one of the Acqua Originale line that got slided on its name. I thoroughly understand that the accord they were going for is indeed white cedar, but here are the building blocks that seamlessly work to create it. Immediately on spraying, you get a blast of bergamot, citrusy but not sweet. This gives the opening a slight better greenness that dictates the tempo. It quickly, 15 to 30 seconds in, starts to unwrap a bay leaf note that gives it a glossy, smooth, and ever so slightly sweet feel. Just as quickly, it unwraps a geranium note, much like the one in vetiver geranium, that is careful to stay in the line as a harmony of the fragrance's song. At about 2 minutes in, the sandalwood appears to give the composition a powdery yet balanced spice. It's at this point, if the cedar and the bergamot were not present, this could veer into spicy territory. It never does, and meticulously keeps things fresh. This might be the quickest unfolding fragrance I have ever experienced. It does it in a way reminiscent of an orchestra that starts a song with one instrument and continues to add instruments every couple of measures until the whole orchestra is playing and contributing to the song. That's what I'd say about this entire line, honestly. That's what I've been saying, right? No kidding. After the 10-minute mark, this settles to a crisp cedar, full and perfectly saturated. It gives one the illusion of walking in the woods on a crisp late fall winter afternoon. The trees are stripped of the leaves. If it weren't for your breath rising in front of you, you could see nothing but trees for miles in any direction. As you walk, your foot snaps, one of many hardy branches littering the ground. There is nothing distracting you. This is a walk in nature, devoid of any purpose but to clear your mind and soul. That was a spiritual journey this guy just brought us through. And my second grade reading level probably didn't help us. So you probably just stayed right there where you were sitting. And then lastly, we do have Smells Awesome, my favorite Creed scent after Spice and Woods. Last 2 hours tops though. Shame really. Hungry Noir Sport will give you 85 to 90% the same smell. Just a bit darker than this. I haven't smelled that one, so I can't tell you. Mostly people are comparing it to Oolong Cha. And Ormond Man, but my nose is getting stuffed, so it's getting hard to breathe or to smell. All right, I'll let this one sit a little bit more to get to the last one, which is going to be Citrus Bigarade, but this one is going to be, or what's it called? Citrus Bigarade. So Citrus Bigarade, this is the only tester from the line that I have. Reason being, I think they were more expensive, but I'm not too sure. This one was probably the most I paid for them overall. And it's a tester with a cap, fortunately. I was expecting no cap, but I think you can tell which one the new ones are compared to the old ones. Well, first, you can see it by the label, by the cap, and then the top of the cap is also different. So this one has the logo, this one has the Creed symbol. So I don't know if it's Creed all the way from their logo or from their symbol. I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and spray this last one. Citrus Bigarade. This one, I think, might be one of the most popular ones from the line, but I'm not too sure. There's also Zest Mandarin that also sounds like it'd be nice, and I've seen that they've compared it to Afternoon Swim, which I don't own, so I might own that one instead. This one's good. This one's like a spicy orange, if that makes sense. But well, right now in the opening, it's like a spicy orange. Spicy orange, minty. More mint is coming out if there's mint in this. I'm not too sure. That's what I get right here. Citrus. So the citrus, I would say it's more like an orange. Maybe a mandarin. Mint. Maybe petitgrain, just because I see this line really likes to use petitgrain. Mint, petitgrain. Some kind of fresh spice to it. So let's take a look at the notes. Oh, I got that shit. Okay. I'm good. I'm getting good. I'm not lying anymore. All right, so top notes, petitgrain, Italian lemon. Middle notes, Italian mandarin, white pepper. Maybe that's a slight spice. It doesn't smell like black pepper. So white pepper, I guess, smells different than black pepper, obviously. Base notes, Haitian vetiver, ginger, and mint. Ooh, that's good. This one's a good one. All right, let's go back around. Let this one sit for a little bit, because I guess those notes, you can smell the notes, the difference in the notes. Obviously, I couldn't tell what the white pepper was, but I can smell something kind of spicy in there. Yeah, for Aberdeen Lavender, I'm going to say it's going to be a better version of Tom Ford's Noir. And Tom Ford's Noir is a fragrance I actually enjoyed wearing. Maybe it's just not as powdery as it. Maybe it gets more powdery later on, but it is a really nice scent. Tom Ford Noir is also a really good scent, but this one I do prefer it. Cedre Blanc is still good. It hasn't really changed as much as the other ones do. But let me give it one more spray, just because I might have. Oh wait, it's easier for me to smell. I can just smell it right here. But all right, we'll let that one sit for a little bit. Let's get back to Citrus Bigarade. This one's good. The whole line seems to be really good. So. All right, some people say it's moderate to weak projection, or moderate to weak longevity, and moderate projection. Unisex. Some say it smells like Chanel's less exclusive Eau de Cologne by Chanel. Someone else, well, it's compared to Eau de Roches. I'm assuming it's also compared to Zest Mandarin, which I might have to pick it up at some point. We'll see. Well, I guess this fragrance used to be in like a regular Creed 75 ml bottle, just because there's a picture of it. All right, let's read some comments. Oh, it's already a 20-minute video. Jeez. All right, so very realistic lemon smell, but it doesn't last or project long. The vetiver is high quality, so I could say that I really enjoyed the smell, and if I had unlimited money to buy this, I might buy this. You can smell the quality of the ingredients. However, at this price point, I think you expect it to last longer than it does. I received the sample from the Paris shop. Creed has other fresh fragrances that offer better performance. Someone else says these are from 2023, so I guess no recent reviews. Someone says it's essentially a lobotomized version of selection verite with all the fragrances, nuances, and personality sanded away. Longevity is atrocious. I might get an hour or two out of it on a good day before it fades away to a mildly pleasant skin scent, but even that is shortly lived. I've read reviews that describe it variously as Hall's Cough, candied lemon drops, or cheap lemon cake flavoring. All are correct. I don't get that. I don't get the cough candy or lemon drops or any of that cheap lemon cake flavoring. And then the nose behind Citrus Bigarade isn't Julian Raskin. It's verified and from okay, whatever. All right, let's read this last one, even though this one's a pretty long one. Oh my God, this is a whole story this guy wrote. All right. This citrus forward presentation by Creed is good, but nothing to write home about. The fragrance starts off with a bitter citrus kick that lasts for about 1.5 to 2 hours on my skin before the spicier elements start to predominate the fragrance. The middle has a spice element that mingles rather well with the fading citrus to give it a nice little tangy kick that usually lasts a good 2 hours on my skin. The dry down has a nice minty ginger with subtle vetiver, faint citrus accord that makes it my favorite part of the fragrance. This goes on for 3 to 4 hours, giving the fragrance a total of 8 hours. Price, as usual, Creed is asking for a steep sum of $440 for a 50 ml. It is rather costly. Well, he actually edited it, so it's $440 for a 100 ml. Since then, Creed has brought the price down to $360. So this is a comment from 2021, by the way. So Creed prices have lowered retail. Longevity, 7.5 out of 10. It has pretty good longevity on my skin, especially seeing the fragrance is citrus forward. I think this can owe its longevity to the spicier elements. Whereas if this was strictly a citrus scent or even more citrus forward scent like its close relative zest mandarin, it would be lacking. Projection, 7 out of 10. Again, as mentioned above, if this